So the full-time whistle has gone at Stamford Bridge this evening, and the full-time score was Chelsea 2, Man City 0. The first time we've lost in a long, long time. And it's a bit of a reality check, isn't it? Let's talk about the game and exactly where it all went wrong today. Yes guys, welcome to this match reaction from the Chelsea game. It's not very often that you see one of these where I'm disappointed where we've not bagged the 3 points. And yeah, like I said in the introduction there, a bit of a reality check. But before we do get into this, if you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a big thumbs up. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know where you thought the game was won and lost for Chelsea today. And well, won for Chelsea and lost for City today. And don't forget, if you are new to the channel as well, to click that subscribe button down below. We have these match reactions after every game, previews, FIFA career mode with City as well, all City content. So if you are a City fan, make sure to click that subscribe button down below. So the first thing to talk about from the game itself after that 2-0 defeat is going to be the starting 11, which was... I mean, we all know with Guardiola, we never fully know what to expect, but the fact that we didn't play with a natural striker from the get-go today was something that I really think... It was one of the reasons that led to our downfall, essentially, because for the first half, until Chelsea did take the lead through N'Golo Kante, we were the better team. We were making lots of, not full-on chances, but half chances where you think someone with a predator's instinct, with a striker's instinct, could have stuck to it and put it in. But the chances were falling for Sterling, for Sane, and we just couldn't quite get the shot away. And I do think we missed that focal point of having a natural striker in there. I think when you look at the rest of the team, they obviously had Edison in between the sticks. Not a lot he could have done about either of the goals. Back four made up of Delph, Laporte, Stones and Walker. You know, it's our standard back four. Delph, he didn't do particularly poorly, but I think whenever we don't play well, we do miss the natural width and the fact that we've got Mendy in a natural forward position, you know, whenever he doesn't play. And we tend to suffer a little bit throughout that, you know. It's not something that you notice usually in the game because we tend to blow opponents away regardless. But in today's game, I do think you notice that we missed the natural fullback. And going further forward in the team, we had a midfielder, Fernandinho, David Silva and Bernardo Silva. And... yeah, we just struggled, whether it's all the games that are coming thick and fast ahead of them. Sorry, we had Sane, Sterling and Mahrez. But yeah, whether it's all these games that are coming thick and fast, I don't know. But we just weren't at the races today. I think it's really evident that we're missing some of our key players right now. You know, no Aguero, no Kevin De Bruyne. David Silva picked up a knock and went off in the second half, which is worrying. And Fernandinho looked like he picked up a knock early doors as well. He didn't actually go off, but that could be a potential concern for in the future. No Mendy either. So these are key starter players for us. And I mean, Kevin De Bruyne and Aguero in particular, two of our best players in the entire club. So, and Aguero in particular, who's got a fantastic record against Chelsea, by the way, I think we really, really missed today. As far as the performance from Chelsea goes, I think all you can say is well done. Congratulations, because they put in a clinical display, a very solid display, and they really limited the chances that we had. I mean, there was barely any, if any at all, clear one-on-one chances. There were lots of little half ones, like I mentioned not too long ago, but Chelsea made a really good defensive shape and made it difficult for us to break them down. And that was evident when we were playing well in the first half. But then when they've got the lead and they've got something to hang on to, you know, I think when you look at Chelsea when they're at the best over the last few years, it's always when they're the underdog and when they've got something to hang on to. And that really felt like it was the case today. They dug in for each other, put in a solid display, and defensively were fantastic. I think Azpilicueta and David Luiz in particular are sensational. And when you think that David Luiz is such a hit-and-miss player, you know, we've caught him on a bad day today because he was outstanding today. Played a big ball that led to the first goal before Hazard pulled it back for Kante and then nodded in the second from the corner. I mean, like I say, the chances that were there for both teams, the Kante one was as clear as it got, the Kante goal for Chelsea, second goal coming from a corner. There weren't really many chances in the game full stop, but the ones that did come their way, they did take and they were more clinical, and all you can say to that is fair play to Chelsea. So much to our disappointment obviously, but they played a really good game today. I think when you look at where it went wrong really was just like I say, we were far too slow in the midfield. Chelsea's shape really stumped us. I think the ball, you know, usually we go to side, pull the defence around and we're able to find a way through, but every time we were getting out wide, whether it was to Sane to start with, to Sterling, to Mahrez, they were just surrounded by 2 or 3 Chelsea players and we weren't able to really pick our way through. And then when we did that, there was bodies on the line, there were great tackles going in by the Chelsea players, and we just could not create a clear opportunity. And that, at the end of the day, is why Chelsea have kept the clean sheet and got all 3 points today. I think looking forward, there's still a long way to go. And by the way, it says a massive amount about how quality we've been this season and last season, about the magnitude that this result seems to be having. Because lots of people were saying now how shocked they were about the result. We're going to Chelsea away here. These are a title contender team with a fantastic home record. It shouldn't be an absolutely massive shock that we've lost today. I mean, but it feels like it is, which says a lot about how good we've been over recent times. And there was some, like the commentators, I was watching it on the telly, and they were saying about how it was sending shockwaves throughout the league, and you think, it's Chelsea away, it's not an easy game, and that to me just sends signals of how good we've been this season. But despite the fact we've lost the game, we still need to pick ourselves up, and make sure we do better in the next one. Looking forward, you can only take the positives in the fact that you think Aguero's going to be back soon, De Bruyne's going to be back soon, so we should be looking stronger in the games that are coming up in the not too distant future, and hopefully those can have a real impact, particularly now. We can't afford to get into a slump, because in this December-January period, the game's gone thick and fast, so we need to bounce back, and we need to do so very quickly. I think when you look at one of the reasons we did so well last season was this period of fixtures now where we came through with flying colours. It's a big test this time of season, and we can't afford to get ourselves down and disheartened about this result. We've got to pick ourselves up and bounce back quickly. But I think the other reason this result hurts so much is the fact that obviously it's our first one of the season in the terms of the Premier League, and also the fact that Liverpool have now gone top, and it's unbelievable really to think that they've kept up pace with how well we've started this season. They're now, of course, the only team left undefeated in the Premier League. But we've got to pick ourselves up, like I said, we've got to get the results going. Liverpool will come a cropper at some point, so I'm convinced of it. I think if you look at the bigger picture, we're still the best team in the league right now. The way that we're playing today is just an off day, and we need to make sure we get straight back into form, because if we lose a few more, we've got a couple more games, we could start really falling off the pace. Right now, we're still up there with Liverpool, just a couple of points behind them. And in fact, we're 1 point behind them or 2 points. I've not looked at the table yet, but I think we're 1 point behind them as it stands with the better goal difference. So, they only need to literally slip up once and us to win, and we're back up there again. So, we need to get back on track. That's the main thing now. Make sure we pick 3 points up in our next game and just dust ourselves down. Take the defeat. Maybe that'll lift a bit of a burden off some of the players with the fact that, I know a couple of people have been mentioning the Invincibles thing again, and that again just shows how incredible it was when Arsenal did it all those many years ago. But, need to dust ourselves down, I'll say it again, and make sure that we put in a much better performance next week. That is going to end off the review of the game, guys, the reaction. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will catch you all in the next video, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Nidge out.